Hey everyone, Jeff Barnes here. Wanted to do a quick little video for you while I'm driving. I'm actually going over to meet my wife for lunch, and today we want to talk a little bit about some of the obstacles that most people run into when they're investing and when they're thinking about investing. And the reason I decided to do this in my truck today is because I'm actually driving around and looking at commercial properties, and it's so interesting. I live in a really small town. I live in a town of about 18,000 people, give or take, and the town next to me is actually even smaller, but there are a couple developments going on. We live outside of Seattle, and we're sort of in what's called the path of progress, the direction that big contractors and developers are building. And I just drove by an enormous vacant lot where they're starting to build another apartment complex. And this is really key because the apartment complex didn't start going in. They didn't get permitting until last year. Up until then, this lot has been vacant for 15 years. And you might be thinking, well, if it's been vacant for that long, why are we even bothering with that type of opportunity and looking at something like that? Well, the reason why is because last year, a couple years ago, the YMCA actually purchased another lot that's not vacant that they're going to build an enormous facility on. And you have to understand that really big organizations like the YMCA, places like Costco, the Microsofts, the Starbucks, the McDonald's, they do not build last minute. They don't just think about these things and go, oh, maybe we should put something up there. They are actually in the real estate business. Now, yes, they do have a product and they need a distribution channel to get that product out to the masses, but they're in the real estate business. If they don't have good prime real estate, then they're not going to go ahead and build or manufacture and hope that their stores are going to be successful. Same thing with the YMCA. The YMCA put a big piece of land down, or bought a big piece of land, I should say, and are now in the process of building on that land. So investors who are really looking for ways to diversify their portfolio and find new ways to invest, you don't really need to go into all the tax records and the county records and things like that. You just really need to pay attention to your local paper, because the YMCA actually made a really big announcement that they were going to be building a property here in 2015. Costco made another really huge announcement, and they said, in the next few years, we're going to be purchasing and building property in my town. They've actually already purchased the land. And if you know how to find that information out, then it really gives you an edge as an investor. And once you become that investor that has the edge, then you don't need to worry or wonder whether or not your investments are going to pay off. And that's really what it comes down to when you're being a self-directed individual, self-directed investor. And I bring this up again because most people think that they need to put their money in the stock market. They need to follow the Dow Jones. They need to pay attention to what's going on in the headlines and the news, because that's the only way they're going to get a chance to actually make money from their investments. And that's just not the case. The real money comes from value add plays that are things that are designed, such as real estate development, commercial property, multifamily, single family homes, or when Warren Buffett buys a company and sees a huge opportunity to increase the value of that company. You're not buying it for what it can do maybe this year or in the next few months, maybe not even next year. You're looking for something that's long term. And so I encourage you that if you're out there looking for investment opportunities, that you start thinking about what the value add play is for whatever investment you're looking for. All right. I'll talk again in another video about how you can try and monitor some of the stock market things, some of the businesses out there, and understand how those companies can present a huge value play for you as an individual. I'm not talking about stock picking. I'm not talking about day trading or anything like that. We'll talk about ways to find value that is going to increase the value of the company and therefore your underlying stock, so you can get the appreciation and dividends, cash flow, things like that. All right. So hopefully this was helpful for you, and I look forward to talking again soon. Take care.